Hello everyone, welcome back to Cluster-B-Milkshake. I am your host, along with support puppet Mr. Chicken, as always, and him. Yeah. Today we are going to talk about the shadow self of a narcissist, or my own make-believe world that I live in. Now, one thing, I watched a TikTok and Lee from Mental Illness was on there talking about how he accepts that shadow self of him. And at that moment, I didn't connect what he meant. Now, I know that there's a darkness inside of us. I know that we are trying to combat that with as much love and light as we possibly can. But I didn't understand the acceptance without falling into that dark pit and always trying to crawl out of that bitch. You know, that's how it's always felt with me. So I want to give you a little, journey through how I see myself of what's going on up in here. And one of those things, is I feel like I'm walking through a maze. Now you can think of it like from The Shining with all the, greenery and bushes and shit around, or you can think of it as in Harry Potter, where he has to battle all these things coming at him. And this is how I feel that I am walking through this maze. And all of these creatures, projected thoughts, are coming out of me. But I see it on the outside. I don't see that I am creating all of this myself. So as I'm walking through and trying to destroy these things, make believe that there's other portholes to different worlds, on my journey through my life, it would be like, okay, I need to create a light. I need to create something that is going to save me. And I would walk through these different portholes. I'm still in the maze, but I'm, telling myself, okay, this is who I am now. I'm going to be this positive force. I'm going to do, all of these things to get a good reflection back to me. And if you tell me who I am, that I am this good person, then I can live in this reality for a while. Now I'm still in the maze, and I'm still projecting outward. And sometimes when I am in that bubble of love and light, I will come across someone who is telling me, now this is who you are. This is who you are. But I know deep inside that it's an illusion. And this is when sometimes we will prove to you, no, there is something dark in there. There is an inner struggle in there. Sometimes we will have to prove it to you. And what's fucked up is that I get to say, I told you so. I told you. But you were under the gaze of, but you were showing me that you were all this love and light. And then I get to blame you for believing in that false illusion. So I leave the porthole and I'm back in the maze. And as I'm walking through the maze, I may bring in somebody who is going to walk this illusion with me. And I am trying to destroy these things that are coming at us. And sometimes I'm going to let these things destroy you. So I'm hiding behind you, I'm pushing you forward, or I'm sitting on the sidelines watching to see if you can battle these monsters. And sometimes I'm wanting to battle these things with someone. And you don't know what's happening. You are in this maze with me. And this is when, you're being sucked into crazy town. You're just like, can we walk through the porthole of light? Can we, never come back to this dark place? But it's all intertwined. There is no leaving for good. There's escaping for a little while, and then I have to battle these things. And you choose, and sometimes I drag you into this darkness with me. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but that is what's happening inside of here. So accepting that I have this journey that I am going on. And it's funny because we tried to show you. It's very hard to explain these things. And when we try to show you what's going on, you either won't believe it, you think you have to fix it, or you're going to demonize us for having to live in this space. So one thing that I also watched last year, which was really good, was Kane Hodder. I don't know if I'm saying his last name correctly. He does play Jason Voorhees in some of the really good Friday the 13th movies. And it was his journey of his inside world. And watching this, and I totally resonated with what was going on inside of him. And luckily, he has a wife who is actually a therapist. And she's not trying to fix his brokenness, but, she is a support system for when he needs it. And she lets him do all, his crazy stunts and everything and whatever, and lets him be him. And, I love that shit. But what I do see through, watching him and watching other people who struggle with having this disorder is that when they are going through therapy, they're not getting rid of everything that's inside of them, but they are learning to combat these projected monsters. I like to think of the movie Conan. I always saw myself as Valeria, his woman. And she has been battling and thieving and surviving throughout her whole life. And she comes to somebody who she sees as her mirror. And he's battling his own shit. And at one point, she's like, I found my person. I found my person. We understand each other. And we are going to, together, get our needs met together. But he had his own inner struggles on the inside, his, revenge and everything. And she was like, no, trying to pull him out of that and be like, fuck him, man. Let's just go and live our life and pillage the world and, do all this shit. And he could not give up what he believed he had to do. And eventually she accepts it. And she says, let's fucking do it together. Fucking let's get it on. And she ends up dying in the process, but she accepted that. She accepted it. And I think that's one thing, my future hope is the acceptance that there is something there, that learning that I am going into this maze alone, but you'll be on the sideline cheering me on. And that is, at least at this point in time, my hope. Now remember, somebody who does not understand that they are in this maze and that they are projecting their own monsters, you're not going to be able to destroy those monsters for them. You're not. And while you are trying, we are going to turn our monsters onto you. So I hope that was interesting. And have a great day. Namaste.